All right, let's dive into one of the most important documents you'll ever write, your CV. Today, we're going to break down 5 essential steps to take it from just a list of jobs to a powerful tool that actually gets you noticed. But first, let me ask you something. How many times have you polished up your CV, felt really good about it, hit send on a job application, and then just silence? Yeah, it's a super frustrating feeling, but there's a reason it happens, and more importantly, there's a way to fix it. And here it is. This is the big reason why. The average recruiter spends just 6 seconds on their first look at a CV. 6. That is all the time you have to convince them to keep reading. So, literally every single word, every detail, has to be designed to pass that 6 second scan. Which brings us right to our very first step, structure. Look, to pass that 6 second test, your CV has to be incredibly easy to read. This isn't about fancy designs, it's about making it totally effortless for a busy recruiter to find the info they need and find it fast. A really great structure is built on these 4 core parts. First, your contact info, right up top. Make it clear and professional. Then, your work experience and your education. And you want to put both of these in reverse chronological order, so your most recent job or degree always comes first. And then finally, you need a special section just for your skills. Now, when we talk about that skills section, you need to show off both your hard skills and your soft skills. Hard skills are those teachable, technical things, like knowing a certain software or speaking another language. Soft skills, on the other hand, are all about your people skills, how you lead a team, communicate your ideas, or solve tricky problems. A really strong CV shows a great balance of both. Okay, you've listed your skills. Now for what is, I think, the single biggest mindset shift you can make when writing a CV. You have to prove what you can do. So stop listing what you were responsible for and start showing what you actually accomplished. It's all about moving from boring duties to real, undeniable achievements. Take a look at this. I mean, we've all seen this, right? We've probably all written a bullet point just like this one. It's vague, it's passive, and it tells the recruiter absolutely nothing about the impact you made. It just says what you did, but not how well you did it. And now, look at this transformation. See the difference? By adding a specific number, that 20% growth, and a time frame, you've turned a flat-out boring duty into a super compelling achievement. It's concrete, it's measurable, and honestly, it's immediately impressive. The key to writing these great achievements is to start every single bullet point with a powerful action verb. So instead of saying something like, was part of a team that, you say, developed, or led, or increased. Words like these project confidence and ownership over your work. Okay, so your CV has a great structure and it's full of powerful achievement-based bullet points. Awesome. The next step is to make sure all that great work is actually relevant to the specific job you're applying for. This means customizing your CV isn't just a good idea, it is absolutely essential. I mean, the source material really puts it perfectly with this simple advice. Sending the same generic CV out for every job is just a recipe for getting ignored. Think about it this way. Read the job description very carefully. Pull out the keywords they use, words like client relations or SQL. Then, you make sure those exact words show up in your own CV. You're basically mirroring their language to show them you're the perfect fit. We are almost there. You've done all the heavy lifting on the content, and now it is time for that final polish. Seriously, these last few steps are what separate an amateur application from a truly professional one. It is all about nailing the details. So let's talk formatting. If you have less than, say, 10 years of experience, your CV should be 1 to 2 pages, max. Use a clean, standard font like Arial or Tahoma, and please do not be afraid of whitespace. A cluttered CV is an unreadable CV. You want to keep it clean and easy on the eyes. And finally, the last check, and I mean it, do not skip this part. Proofread it for typos and grammar mistakes, then do it again. Even better, get a friend or a family member to read it over for you. A fresh pair of eyes will always spot mistakes you've missed. And always, always, always save and send it as a PDF. That way, your formatting stays perfect. So after all that, here's the real question. Is your CV just listing your job history, or is it truly ready to tell your success story in 6 seconds flat? By focusing on a clear structure, powerful achievements, and that final professional polish, you can absolutely make sure it does.